All right, so I was listening to a Patreon video from Pastor Joe Fox of Viking Preparedness earlier,
Uh-huh.
and it was something to the extent of, this is a drill. And he said, get out your pen and your notebook, answer this question. You just found out. Oh, and by the way, if you're not a patron of Pastor Joe Fox of Viking Preparedness, you should be. I derive a lot of value, motivational, instructional, entertaining from that channel. And so, riffing off of his drill, his question, you were just informed, however it is that you get informed, television, social media, text message, that bombs have fallen on Los Angeles and New York City, and we are under attack. What are the first 10 things you do? I don't know if you can come up with 10. By the way, I'm sitting next to my wife. I don't know if you can come up with 10, but what would you do first, honey?
Call you.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I personally would freak out like too terribly much, because those are major metro areas that are way far away from us. So the United States would be getting attacked, but I don't know if I would personally feel attacked. Like,
Okay, so you're going to call me.
I'm gonna call you
Okay.
and like figure out like what's up, what's
Okay.
the game plan. If I couldn't get a hold of you, then I would probably just like bunker in, get the kids home, wherever they were, and just kind of like hold out and wait. You know.
Shelter in place.
Right.
Okay. So you'd call me.
Yeah.
And I'd say, hey, honey. And you'd say, there's bombs falling on New York City and Los Angeles. What do we do?
I mean, you make me sound a lot more frazzled than I probably would be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How would you say it?
I'd be like, hey, have you seen the news?
And I'd be like,
you'd
what news?
Yeah, and I'd be like, there's some bombs that apparently got dropped in LA and New York. So, what do you think?
And you know what my question would be? What's your source?
Yeah. And I'd be like, Fox News.
Okay. So then I would probably start OSINTing immediately.
Which means what?
Open
for the dumb people.
Open source intelligence.
I mean, I'm a dumb person too, so don't feel bad.
You're not dumb. You just don't.
I don't know.
You don't do that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'd probably start OSINTing ASAP and lighten up the networks of all the people that I know. And the fact of the matter is, if that was legitimate, it probably wouldn't be you that I found out from first.
Right.
I'd have a bunch of other people that'd be contacting me saying, yo, Bear, did you see XYZ?
I mean, no, I'm pretty in the know with like the social media news and stuff, though.
True.
So I might be the first one to tell you. I know local news, I'm the first one to tell you.
Yeah,
usually.
dude. Social media is great for OSINTing the shit out of people on a local level.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my gosh. People will post anything on Facebook.
So many drama llamas.
Yep, that's fine. Don't participate in the drama. Just note it.
Right.
Just note it. Okay, so you call me. I confirm. Yep, we're actually under attack. That's weird. So if I'm not already home, I'm going to come home. I'm going to inform all of our people, hey, it appears that this is the situation. This is what's going on. Enact course of action Omega. AKA like, hey, heightened state of readiness right now for sure. I would start, we'd already have people, but I would start people on data collection. What's happening? What reports do we have? Do we know the origin of these attacks? Were they isolated incidents? Are they ongoing? Are there other cities being attacked? What is our America's response to this? Have we declared war on China, Russia, North Korea, Iran? What are we doing?
Right.
Simultaneously, I'd make a pot of coffee because we're gonna need it.
Stupid Skeeter.
Oh, stupid Skeeter.
Yeah.
I'd make a pot of coffee because we're gonna need it. And I think the next thing that I would do after that is start setting watches. 12 on, 12 off. Who's going to be up? Who's going to be down? Division of labor. Luckily for us in our mutual assistance group, we already have a pretty good division of labor as far as who's in charge of what.
Right.
Who cooks? Who does intel? Who pulls security?
Would you not wait for it to get like a little bit closer to home though? Like, because I do feel like those are on completely opposite ends of the United States.
Right.
So, and if it's just like, if it's like a 9/11 thing where it's just like those targeted areas,
So the fact that it's on two opposite coasts is a huge indicator to me. If New York and LA are being attacked simultaneously, that means we're dealing with something large scale here. That's a big deal. On 9/11 we had New York, we had DC, we had planes, Flight 93 went down to Pennsylvania, I believe it was, and so that was also a coordinated attack. Dropping bombs gives us an indicator, assuming they are bombs, gives us an indicator as to the type of threat that we're dealing with. Because, to the best of my knowledge, jihadis don't have platforms to drop bombs with, right? So we're talking about nation state at this point, which means wide scale to me. And so you got jab, cross, hook, right? So jab New York, cross LA. Where's the hook? Is it Dallas? Is it Chicago? Is it, DC? When's the next shoe gonna drop? So follow on is a big deal for me. What comes next, right? And since we don't know what comes next, and it doesn't cost me anything to stay home, close the gates with our people and be like, hey, we're up. We're going to watch this for the next 72 hours, see what happens. Good to go. Now, also, what kind of bombs? I don't remember. See, I actually paused the video when PJ said pause the video. So I don't know if these are nuclear bombs or if these are conventional weapons.
Right.
If they're nuclear bombs,
yeah, that's a little bit different.
That's a world of hurt right there.
Right.
So if they're nuclear bombs, the likelihood that we're responding we being the United States is incredibly high.
Right.
And fairly immediate in my mind, assuming Biden hadn't pooped his pants or fallen down the stairs at that precise moment. So for us, right? Okay, so I'm going to get home. I'm going to make a pot of coffee. We're going to start gathering as much information as we can. We're going to assign roles and responsibilities to people.
Right.
We'll increase our security posture, but the likelihood of having the likelihood of those bombs having immediate ramification here is low.
Right, that was my thinking.
Unless there's follow-on attacks. Right? Like, they bombed Tinker Air Force Base, right? Because B-52s fly out of there. Well, that's a problem. We're not near Tinker, but, it's in the same state. Right. They bombed McAllister, the munitions plant. We're not near McAllister, but that's a problem. Yeah. Things like that. I'd make sure that while assuming electricity is still running, that all the water was topped off.
And if it is nuclear, probably start our KIO3s.
Yep, that's a good word. Yep. And then, so fallout, right? Throw a tarp over the swimming pool.
Right.
I'd bust out the area study and check on our prevailing winds this time of year. Typically this time of year, it's, fall. So in the summer, the winds come out of the south.
Yeah.
And southwest. In the winter, the winds come out of the north and the northeast, which, winter winds would be in our best favor because to the north and the northeast, there's not strategic targets for us.
Right.
So I'd be doing that. We'd be having a combo with the kids. Hey, congratulations, no school tomorrow. I'd probably, honestly, put a recon team together, send people out into the community, see how people are responding.
Yeah.
If it's possible to get fuel, I'd top off as many tanks as I could. I mean,
Right.
we have fuel storage, but yeah, and this is part of why, like, I don't like my truck getting below a half a tank of fuel.
Yeah.
Because you never know. It could be a winter storm, could be a nuclear holocaust. You just never know. Man, I don't know. I mean, other than that, like I said, I'd definitely be talking to all of our people.
Right.
What are they hearing? What are they doing? We closed the gate.
Right.
We closed the gate for COVID. I think I'll close the gate for nuclear war.
I mean, yeah.
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 I tell you what else I would do.
What?
I would move the sheep back here.
Yeah.
One less thing to worry about.
Yeah. Nobody's gonna see them back here.
Nobody's gonna see them. Don't have to worry about. Well, do they need any hay? Nope, they're good. It's probably hard for you guys to see, but this grass is about 4 foot high.
Yeah.
There's some blackberry cane right over there. A whole bunch of them pretty yellow flowers. So I'd probably move the sheep back here. Definitely, as part of the network, be talking to local, state law enforcement. Hey, what are you guys hearing? What's coming down the pipe?
Right.
That kind of thing. Now, that's assuming commo's up. If commo's not up, come home.
Right.
Head count. Assign roles. Drink coffee.
Radios.
Yep. Take a power nap. Figure out what's for dinner. What I wouldn't be doing is freaking out.
Right. That's what yeah. Even if it was nuclear, like I might have a little bit more of the franticness in my voice. Like you did if it was nuclear. Just because that's a big deal. But still wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, we're all gonna die.
No.
No.
Cool. That's really what I got. Without getting OPSEC-y,
Right.
that's
yeah.
really what I've got. I think commo's big, intel's big, head count's big, assigning roles is big, not freaking out is big. That's a big one. Don't freak out. Doing our own recon is big. I've learned that lesson a lot with disaster relief. It's one thing to hear it on the radio or see it on the news. It's another thing to go see it with your own eyes. Because what's happening in this county is going to affect us a lot more than what's happening in LA or New York.
Yeah.
So I really want to see how everybody else is dealing with this as well, because that's going to inform our security posture a lot.
Right.
I'd probably go check on all the neighbors as well. Stop in. Hey, what's up?
Right.
Neighborhood watch. Remember us. How you guys doing? You guys need anything?
Yeah.
Might talk to Dudley and go get some more pallets of water from the feed store, cause well, if you can spend cash, go spend cash, that kind of thing. I don't know. Figure out which bucket we're gonna crack open first.
Right.
That's what I got.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I thought that was an interesting little thought exercise. Again, shout out to Pastor Joe Fox at Viking Preparedness, Patreon, and YouTube. Go give PJ a follow if you're not already a follower of PJ. And let me know down in the comments all the things that we forgot. Bear, when SHTF happens, you really ought to XYZ. Okay, cool. Yeah. I'll swap the CR-123 in my nods and, figure out which rifle I'm going to grab. Whatever. Ain't a thing. Bless y'all. Shaloha.